Hey guys, as you might have guessed it, this is the Jazz Inc. 1/6 scale SnowSpeeder. And as you've already heard and know, it is absolutely huge. Here's SnowSpeeder Luke from Hot Toys. That is if you don't know, it's a 1/6 scale figure. That means it's 12 inches tall. But for now, not an unboxing video, but just a first in-hand video. You've seen a couple of these already, but hopefully this isn't too bad. I'll show you around, I'll give you my impressions here. There's a lot of good, no, scratch that. There's a lot of great. This thing's amazing. By the way, that's the box. It came in absolutely huge. I don't know where I'm gonna put that, but I'll figure that out later. Anyways, more about the actual product. The sculpting, the digital sculpting is great. Clearly, the alterations made to fit an actual figure are great. If I'm not mistaken, the actual SnowSpeeder in the movie didn't really fit, you know, the model, the life-size components of it didn't actually fit a human. Couldn't actually fit a human, their legs, right? So they had to actually change this a bit so a figure could actually fit, both in the front and in the back. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but that's what I think. Anyhow, back to the actual product. The lights are on. I'll shut off the lighting here in a second so you can see that better. But paint works pretty good. Like I said before, the digital detail of the sculpt is really good too. It's all there. So it is made entirely of what appears to be resin. There's definitely some metal substructures inside that you can tell. Don't know exactly where, but it looks like there's a metal inner frame structure. Yost would be able to point those out much better than I can since he designed the thing. But again, so good. I'm gonna do some close-ups now. Show you both the good and the, I don't want to say not good, but the less than good, if you will, aspects of it. All in all, just to get to the short of it, definitely worth the purchase. Just the sheer size alone is well worth it, and not just the sheer size, because it could be a big hunk of junk, and it's clearly not that. It's great, right? But you'll see some details here which are pretty on point. Let's talk about the paint job. Actually, before I do that, let me just go down here so you guys can see that. And those are the clear legs that were provided. They work pretty well. It does have a landing here, which, again, sorry, I know it's dark, but gotta be very careful. This is one of the downsides of this, right? It is resin, so you gotta be very, very careful. So landing gear comes down, and then you can put the weight of the SnowSpeeder all on this, right? So obviously there's one here, one right over there on the other side, and then one right here in the middle. They all work pretty much the same way. Kind of just tilt it back, close one of the doors to hold it in there, so on and so forth. All right. You've got these flaps that open on either end. I'll be honest, it's kind of scary to do so, but, and I say scary only because, again, I think it's resin. I'm pretty sure it is. It feels like it, which is not a big deal, not a bad thing, not a bad thing, not a good thing. Right? It just is what it is. It does open. Good engineering here. The way this slides out. The only thing is that the interior here is clearly just, it's really not detailed as far as, you know, clearly it's sculpted, which that's good, right? But it's not detailed with painting. So you definitely want to get in there and maybe detail that out. I'll want to do that later on. But for now, this, let's see if I can close this, comes back in and then slides down with a little pressure right here in that area over the hinge, pressure downward. I'm not gonna lie, a little scary. There we go. Perfect. And then coming around here in the back, this flap down here is separate and it's actually magnetized. Comes right off and then goes back in, as you can see. So on to the paint details. So it's all right. Like, it's pretty good. Let me not say it's all right. It's pretty good. So you see some weather detail here. Sorry, trying not to get any light there. Weather and detail right there. not too bad. There we go. Not terrible. Some detail here and some general weathering all over. So these are, you see these red lettering, the markings of the lettering triangles here appear to be decals, right? And they've been clearly spray painted over or airbrushed over and weathered. That's with like a light gray, right? To, you know, integrate the decals into the ship, which is good. Same thing up here, right here, and throughout the ship, right there as well. Then you have random blast marks here, there, right here in the grill. Here you've got the gray banding. Obviously I went with the Luke Skywalker version, not the Wedge version, which comes in orange banding, right? This has the gray. And on top of the gray, you've got more weathering and then some weathering here. Again, more shading here. So it's definitely nice. Coming around over here, same thing, more weathering. You see it right there, scrapes and scratches. Get as close as I can without losing. There we go. Not bad. These details are great. These come separate. You have to slide them on. You slide on right here. Same here. Great detail on this, including the bottom there, as you can see. And this side is pretty much the same. It does have a panel over here. I forgot to show you. Let me bring it over. Let me just open that up. There we go. This is just a flat panel. No magnets or anything like that. Just sits on top. So this comes separate, but here's the interior. That's well weathered as well to give that rust-like effect, if you will. Then you have this gun over here on the back. Now here's one of the negatives, right? As you can see, I have it on the stands. I showed you the acrylic stands that come with the ship. Only bad thing is just this thing just slides right on, right? There's no, I mean, as far as I can tell, it just slides right on, right? There's no magnet or anything or friction in mine. So it kind of just, because the stands are at an angle, kind of just comes down. Limp gun, if you will. Anyhow, easy to fix. Maybe some blue tack, right? If you want to get a little bit more detailed, I can shave a little bit off this post here and put a magnet on the tip and a piece of metal in here, or vice versa, and that will be a very quick fix. But gotta call that out. Again, not a huge deal. Definitely not a deal breaker by any means, but that is there. The back is, again, very, very detailed here. And yeah, I mean, it's really, really great. Let's go ahead and open the cockpit here, which just comes right up. So this is awesome. There we go. So the interior here, pretty nice, good texture, right? A little bit of shading, airbrushing here, right? And of course the lights. In fact, let's go ahead and let's dim these studio lights here. Bear with me. So you can see the lighting a little better. There we go. So we've got lights all around here. I mean, you can clearly see them here. The screen is lit up back there and there and along here as well. And then again on the front, all red as far as I can tell, but very, very nice. So, I mean, just overwhelmingly great sculptural detail. I think they really captured a lot here that was probably present in the film and even more so. Okay, a couple of negatives that I can tell. This glass, it's not really clear plastic. It's basically the thin, clear blister material you'll see on packaging, right? So that clear plastic blister material. Again, in no way, shape, or form a deal breaker, but it is what it is, guys, right? So this is fairly easy to replace if it really bothers you. I think with some thin, clear styrene, which is thicker and not as flexible. That's the one thing that bothers me. It's kind of like flexible, but if you don't touch it, doesn't really matter, right? But easy to replace if it's a problem for you with, again, clear plastic styrene sheets that are easy to cut and glue in there. And if you did that, I don't think it would interfere with any of the mechanisms or the tolerances here. I don't think it'll interfere with it closing, so easy fix, right? So yeah, I'm gonna leave that open for now. So let me turn these lights back up a little bit. Now, we're talking about detail. I've been praising the detail, and it is extremely good. Of course, you know me, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna add some weathering and some more detail, because back here, if you look at the pictures online as I did, and you look at this picture right now as I'm looking at it through my iPhone, like, it looks absolutely amazing. It's when you turn on all the lights. My ceiling lights are off, right? I've just got these studio lights on, right? But when you turn on all the lights, I'll be honest, you can tell it's missing some level of paint detail at least, and I'll explain. If you come in here, right, it's got some little bit of airbrushing, as I pointed out before, right? But if you see in all these nooks and crannies, right, like, it needs a little bit more weathering. Maybe a wash in between those, a very light wash. Maybe I'll get detailed and do a pin wash. Everything I'm mentioning now would be near impossible to do at a production level and make it affordable, right? Unless you're looking at a $10,000 product, right? Which clearly, no, right? But it could definitely stand for some personal customization. I'll say that. same thing for all these panel lines. I mean, you can clearly see the panel lines are nice, deep, even, perfect, but with a nice little bit of a wash, of a pin wash in there with a light gray. That'll really help. And then standing back out, I apologize for the shadow here, it's my phone, but if I zoom back out here, really nice subtle weathering that I pointed out before. And when you zoom out, you can tell the subtle weathering here, a different color panel here. Very nice. Again, I think we can add some scratches here, maybe some weathering, some light water and grease stains throughout, not overpower it, because again, honestly, it is pretty good. I think the biggest gripe I have with this, if you will, again, gripe's not a good word, but is the absence of any kind of pin wash. But I know doing a pin wash on a production model is, again, not really feasible. So I'll probably do that throughout, and I'll definitely fix this gun. Not fix, but alter. You know what? No, I'm gonna say it. It's a fix. Like that. That's not good. But the weathering on the gun is good. The silver wash on it, great. Then I'll come in here, I'll do the same thing. Probably a light gray or a black paint wash on some of these surfaces. But again, very, very nice. Same thing here, some pin washing here. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, and I've already mentioned I'll replace the glass probably with styrene sheets to make it a little thicker so that it doesn't have that feel, right? So again, not a big deal, but I'll probably be replacing that. Overall, an amazing product. I'll be putting that guy probably inside, and hopefully making a very, very simple yet very large diorama, just maybe a snow mound or something that I'll go on top of this table where it will permanently sit. Yeah, guys, so that's it. Hopefully this video comes in handy. This is sold out to my knowledge. I ordered this a long time ago, but I can only assume certain models will go up soon on the bay. But this won't be one of them, because I'm keeping this one. So very happy with my purchase. If you're on the fence with any jazzing purchase, I think it's good. This has been my second one thus far. The first being SnowSpeeder over there in the background, which is now out of focus, but I have a video on that, on how I weathered that. So if you're interested, check that out. But this one, again, amazing, great scale. All right, so hopefully I'll be putting out another video soon. and hopefully you guys enjoyed this. All right, guys, if you like this, subscribe. And as always, although this is not a crafting video, stay crafted.